Hi everyone, this is going to be a workbox for first grade for our last week. I did not make videos because it was kind of like spring break. The weather was good. The boys just wanted to play around, so we didn't do much school. Like my preschooler did not do school at all. And then my first grader ended up getting sick in the middle of the week, so we had to take him to the ER for his breathing because he has problems sometimes with like asthma. So he did school, but he didn't do much. So anyways, making this video about the things that he did. I wanted to show you guys before I start. I got this book actually for free, and it's about riddles. Since I was doing riddles with him, it brings a bunch of riddles to it. It's like an old book. It has a bunch of riddles that I can use now for his activity that I was doing with him for riddles for writing. And then at the end of the book, it actually has the answers to it. So I thought it was pretty cool. Wanted to show you guys in case you guys wanted to look for it at your library or something. But we got it for free, so I'll be using that for his writing. For science, what he got done was he did coloring page from his workbook in here, which is about animals because he's doing zoology. And then he finished his lab book on migration. So he did his routes of migrations for the Atlantic Flyway, Mississippi, the Central and the Pacific Flyway. And he did it in color pencil. And he also finished doing everything that was pretty much from the Easy Peasy curriculum. That's what I'm using. So he just answered his questions and just finished off his lab book. For writing for last week, he also did his pages for 180 days in writing. Let me get to it. Now I'll show you. He did his first day, so he did this one and he did this one on the 21st. He finished off his second day, where he just pretty much had to fill in, just continue on for the sentence. And the way this book works, it pretty much gives him like things to do and then the details and stuff, and then on Friday he pretty much just puts everything together that he used and makes a sentence for it. Sorry about that, my phone started ringing. So basically, anyways, like I was saying, it gives them like how to think about things to write. So like by the end of the week, he pretty much uses like his checklist and things that he has done in the beginning of the week to finish off his 5th day work. So that's what he did for that one. I think he had, yeah, he did have another handwriting. And he wanted to do his drawing right now that he had been doing, so I got a different book from the library, and he did his panda, which is what he wanted to do. And he did this with his dad, so he just drew a panda and then just copied the work that was on there. So that's the other thing that he did. For history, we started talking now about the globe and the continents. So he pretty much had to cut the continents out and then put them up here. And he did this work with his father as well. And we went through his textbook. And then we just read the vocabulary words that they had, and we read the story from here to there, which this story is kind of like that. Let me show you, I forgot the title of the book. So pretty much she starts off, you know, saying where she lives, and then she goes to her house and goes to the what country it is, what town it is, what state it is, what country it is, and keeps going. It's like Me on the Map, I think it's what it's called, the title of the other book that we're going to be using. But today I'm going to try and get that book for him so that we can actually do an activity and he can see the other story and stuff like that. So that's for history. For phonics, he went through his other list. So he did his list on words that have 2 E's on them, or the sound of 2 E's, which is the EA. And he also did when E says its name. And he also did a page from here and a story. So he did the ER sound and the UR sound, and he did the next story for it. And this book, pretty much I just use it for him to, you know, sound out his sounds and just read the stories. That is all I use the Abika reading program for. He also did a reading comprehension, and he did a nonfiction story. So he has learned already what nonfiction is, so he just had to pretty much read and then answer the questions. I will say I do like this book. I will be getting this book for his 2nd grade as well, because I just like it. I might buy that one or buy the Smart Alec ones. I'll see when I get there, I guess. He also did the School Zone workbook that he has, and I just pretty much just ripped a few pages out and just let him work on that, which this one had synonyms in it. And this one, he had to figure out who was who, and then just write the names down. And then here he's working on opposites. He also did like a spelling page from the comprehensive curriculum, which these are pretty easy for him. On this one, he just had to figure out, you know, to put a capital letter and what sign went at the end, if it was a period or question mark. Another thing that he did at the beginning of the week, he had to do his list of words, and what he was learning here was to cross out the silent vowel. He did not get this at the beginning, so I had to pretty much ask him what the rule was, which he tells me out loud, but when it came down to doing the words themselves, he was getting confused. So we did this at the beginning. And then he took his quiz, and he scored 100 because he knew how to spell the words. And then we started on his new words, and he wrote them on his whiteboard. And he did the activity of making them into rainbow. So what I did was I made this rainbow for him. I printed out like a rainbow from Google. And then I just continued it on with like a black Sharpie, and then I just copied it on my printer, and now I have kind of like a sheet where I can keep using it, etc. So I gave him a sheet, and he pretty much made his rainbow with his words, and then finished off the picture. So that's what he did with his new words. And then because he was ready, I saw that his words, he pretty much knew how to write them. I gave him a quiz on a different day, which I still haven't checked yet, but I see that he got 2 words wrong so far. So that was his quiz. And that's pretty much what he did as far as work went, and then he just played outside and things like that, and he had fun on the Easter egg hunt, and that's pretty much it for last week. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll be doing this week's work soon. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. Thank you.